Have you ever pondered on how anger and resentment might be stunting your spiritual growth? How these turbulent emotions might be clouding your path to inner peace and enlightenment? The Buddha once said holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else, but you're the only one who gets burned. This profound wisdom underscores the destructive power of negative emotions like anger, hatred, and resentment. These emotions destroy our inner peace, leading to suffering and unhappiness. They poison our hearts, our minds, and our relationships, causing a ripple effect of negativity that extends far beyond our personal experiences. Being swept up in a wave of anger is akin to what is often referred to as emotional hijacking. In the heat of anger, perspective is lost. We react irrationally, and we may say or do things we later regret. When we're consumed by these harmful emotions, we release a firestorm of negative energy into the world. This energy doesn't just dissipate, it spreads to those around us and can escalate to violence, aggression, and even open warfare. This is the destructive power of uncontrolled anger and hatred. They breed conflict and create negative karma, embedding harmful negative mental impressions deep into our consciousness, like seeds of negativity planted in our minds. These impressions influence our perceptions, experiences, and our interactions with the world, sometimes for years to come. Anger, resentment, and hatred are formidable obstacles on the journey to spiritual growth. These mental afflictions are barriers to compassion, humility, and empathy, which are critical for personal growth and self-awareness. They also inflate our egos, blocking our spiritual growth and self-awareness. Anger is usually a reaction to perceived unfairness or injustice. It's often triggered by perceived wrongdoing, undue criticism, or threats to our self-worth or self-image. This emotion can amplify a sense of self-importance and righteousness. It fuels a false sense of moral indignation, empowering our egos and reinforcing a narrative of victimhood. When we're angry about something we perceive as unfair, we often ruminate, playing and replaying the details of the perceived injustice in our minds. The ego thrives on a narrative of suffering and perceived wrongdoing. The ego, like a cunning director, magnifies the perceived wrong, fosters a self-righteous attitude, and further inflates its sense of self-importance. The more we ruminate, the stronger our egos become. The more the ego becomes convinced of its own importance and the validity of its emotions, which further fuels the ego's narrative of victimhood and strengthens the ego's hold on our consciousness. When people feel they've been wronged, their ego may also become deeply invested in maintaining their anger, clinging to it instead of letting it go. The ego convinces itself that it's morally superior and justified in its anger, saying things like, "I'm right and the other person is wrong." The ego feels entitled to hold on to its anger and its grievances. People may even identify with their anger and become attached to it. Once a person becomes convinced of the righteousness of their anger, they may often engage in confirmation bias, seeking out information or perspectives that support their viewpoint and further reinforcing their sense of being right. Recognizing and managing our negative emotions is crucial for spiritual growth, and self-awareness is a critical aspect of this. It's about training our minds to observe our emotions without judgment, understanding their roots, and acknowledging their transient nature. When we cultivate mindfulness, we begin to see our anger and resentment for what they truly are, mere clouds passing through the sky of our consciousness. By letting go of negative emotions, we create space for compassion, humility, and empathy to flourish. We become open to understanding others' perspectives and fostering forgiveness. We reclaim the power that our ego had stolen, and we find ourselves more aligned with our spiritual essence, our true nature. This transformation is not a one-time event, but a continuous journey. Every moment presents an opportunity to choose compassion over anger, understanding over resentment, and humility over ego. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Overcoming our negative emotions is a major step toward spiritual growth and inner peace. Please be sure to watch the second video in this 4-part series all about anger, hatred, and resentment, where we'll uncover some little-known and counterintuitive aspects of these harmful emotional obscurations to awareness. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Journey of Self-Awareness.